know 2 people are dead, and we have new details about exactly what happened and how the business responded. We have team coverage from just outside the area where this all happened. Mike McCarthy was on scene shortly after the report of the shooting. He's been talking to workers and has new information from the company. But let's begin with Jessica Ralston, who has new details on the investigation. Jessica?
Yes, Terry, you know, that chaotic scene you just described there took place for hours this morning. So now it is interesting to see how calm and peaceful it is after all of those terrible events unfolded here. SK Foods, just right behind me here in Groveport. This all started around 5:20 this morning. That's when police were initially called there to the scene. I do have some new information to share with you that just came in from Groveport Police. As you mentioned, 2 people died here. The suspect and the victim are both dead. We just found out they're both from the Dayton area, but were working here. They were temp workers at SK Foods. So officers were called here around 5:20 this morning after that male worker went inside and shot that female employee inside the building. Police believe the 2 were in a relationship together, and this was a deadly case of domestic violence that happened in their workplace. She was rushed to Grant. She did not survive. In the moments following, he took off. That prompted a huge search involving officers and first responders from several different departments. The Franklin County Sheriff's Bomb Squad, SWAT team, K-9 units, all on scene, along with OBETS, police, and other departments, as the workers from that plant were moved outside and away from the building. 2 hours later, calls came in from people who saw the suspect's body on the ground, laying down not far away from here, over on Alum Creek Drive. They just confirmed they believe that he climbed a power pole right after the shooting. He was electrocuted and his body fell to the ground. He did not survive. His name has not been released. Now, I spoke exclusively with Franklin County Sheriff Dallas Baldwin immediately after the suspect was in custody. He said there were early reports that there may have been several victims inside the building, and that triggered a major but necessary response.
Because you never know what you're confronting. You know, the preliminary reports are multiple shooters. You come into a warehouse, you got multiple people working in there, possible victims. You just don't know. You're going into the unknown. So the massive response, just to be prepared for whatever you may be confronting. And in this situation, turned out not to be as large as we were afraid of.
And as soon as that threat ended and police knew that there was 1 victim and 1 suspect, they cleared out the scene pretty quickly, and workers were allowed back inside the building to get their things. Mike McCarthy was there with them for hours as they stood outside and waited, wondering what was going on. It was a confusing and at times chaotic morning, Mike, and certainly came to a tragic end.
Jessica, there was no question about any of those words you just used to describe this morning. A number of workers told me they had no idea what was happening. They just knew they were being told to get out of this building, this food plant here behind me. Late this morning, I had a chance to speak with a spokeswoman for this company who reiterated what she says the company is doing to support its workers and their families. Not just the families of those 2 workers who have now died, but the larger work family out here as well. New at the noon hour here, we do have a brief written statement from SK Food Group. We'll show that to you now as we walk through the details here. The company said in part this morning. SK Food Group has enacted its employee assistance program, which provides access to 24/7 phone consultation with licensed mental health professionals for any team member that feels they may benefit from those services. Additional support services are available as well. It was a chaotic and certainly confusing morning. As Jessica mentioned, we found a crowd of workers right outside the food plant when we arrived within an hour of that shooting. Most of the people we talked to said they were employees here at this company, but we didn't find anyone who saw the actual shooting take place, and no one would talk to us on camera, even as they were okay to go home for the day. The company has not confirmed how many workers were inside at the time. The only estimate for that we have is coming from Groveport Police, which said around 200 people evacuated the building, and police said the safety plan from this company worked.
It was very well run, so they have some good safety plans here. They got everybody out. They got everybody out to their safe areas, and then they were able to provide some people that were able to communicate between them and us.
A man who identified himself as the plant manager here in Groveport declined to talk to us. The company has not shared any additional information about its safety plan. It is also not commenting further on the 2 employees who died. Jessica, that spokesperson, did say this plant is shut down through at least second shift today, and she said the company is fully cooperating as the investigation takes its next steps. As we get more information from the company, we'll keep you updated throughout the day at abc6onyourside.com. Jessica.
All right, Mike, thank you. Yeah, we will be waiting for updates to learn more about the suspect and the victim in this case. 2 people in a relationship together, living together from the Dayton area, coming here to work as temp workers at SK Foods. And for whatever reason, something went horribly wrong between them when that woman was shot and killed here this morning. And then the suspect, her boyfriend, killed after being electrocuted after climbing a power pole after that shooting happened. So as soon as we get new information on this investigation, we'll be sure to pass it along to all of you. Terry, back to you.
All right, Jessica, thanks so much.